Kevin O'Hara for Alcohol Mastery. This is Stop Drinking Alcohol week 39. If you're wondering where week 37 and week 38 are gone, I was just going back. I gave up the alcohol on the 2nd of January, and I was thinking about the year, you know, when it reaches a year next year after Christmas and stuff, and that would be week 52. And I just thought, am I right here on the dates? Because it just seemed wrong. And when I checked it out, I was a bit off. So I've missed a couple of weeks through, I don't know how, you know, it's just one thing or another. So anyway, to rectify that, instead of doing videos and trying to sneak them in, I'm just starting with this one. So this is week 39. Another change that I'm making in these videos is that I'm going to split them down into smaller videos. I think, you know, they were getting a bit too long. They were taking me a long time to do, for one thing, but it wasn't that. I think, you know, people are very busy these days, and to sit down to a 11, 12 or 13 minute video, I think is asking a lot for some people. Plus, if people are looking for help, if I'm putting the questions inside the videos, then it's very difficult for them to find them. So if I split the question up and I make a separate video out of it, or the small bits like that, so I'm going to try and keep the videos down to 2 or 3 minutes. These ones you're going to have to stick to, but at least you know with the Stop Drinking Alcohol ones that it's just going to be me rambling on. So if you want, you can just turn it off, you know. So that's the idea. I weighed myself this week again, and I gained another pound. So I thought I was going to be below the 200s, but obviously it's not to be yet. It's going to come, you know, it's going to happen. I'm not really bothered about it because it allowed me to focus a bit at the beginning, to shift the focus away from wanting to have a drink all the time and onto something else. You know, it was a good distraction for me. I needed to lose the weight for health reasons, and because I've got this big pregnancy sticking out in front of me. That was when it really hit me at home, was when we went to one of the cities when we moved down here, Pamplona, and a few kids shouted at me on the way down, how many, ¿cuántos meses tiene? So how many months are you pregnant, you know? That sort of really made me think. It made me laugh, really, at the kids. And I mean, I've never been one for, you know, worshipping the body and stuff like that. You know, I think so long as you're healthy, it's the mind that means more than anything else. So unfortunately, over the years, I let both of those slip, but not anymore. I think that's one of my focuses. So one of the things I wanted to talk about this week was boredom. It's one of the big things that tends to drive people to drink, you know, either to go down to the pub or down to the off license or the drugstore, whatever you call it in America. And it was definitely one of the things with me. You know, if any shape or form of boredom at all, and I'd be on the phone calling my mates up saying, do you want to come down to the pub? And if none of them would come, I generally go down anyway. But when you look at things without alcohol and with a clear mind, you know, when I look back at all the years I spent in the pub, I realised just how boring it was, just being down there, except you were being numbed with alcohol, so you didn't really notice it. You know, there was same faces, same places, same discussions. It's all the same stuff, but there was a kind of a comfort in that. I understand that, but it's the comfort that is the habit. That's the thing that you want to try and get rid of, is that comfort feeling, you know, where it's the easiest thing to do. And it's the most dangerous thing about any habit, you know, especially a destructive one like drinking or smoking, or, you know, I smoked weed for a lot of years, and I couldn't stand it anymore because I just wasn't getting anything done, seriously getting anything done. So I quit that, you know, like a long time ago. But it's the same thing, you know, it's that easy to fall into routine where you go, I'm bored, I'm sad, I'm not feeling too great today, I'm tired, what should I do? Drink! That's where the habit comes from. That's where the habits are established. It's where the habits get into you and deeply rooted inside you, that they're so difficult to break. But that's what I'm discovering, is that it is only a habit. You know, regardless of what the alcohol is doing inside you, there is absolutely nothing that the alcohol can do if it's not inside you. So I think one of the worst times for me was when I was away, you know, when I was working. I worked in forestry and I travelled a lot over the country, and it was definitely a hard time when, especially if I was working on my own. You know, some of the jobs, it didn't take two men to do it, so I'd be on my own. Other times as well, you know, I'd be with lads, and to be honest with you, I wouldn't spend time in their company anyway. You know, they just, you know, you choose a lad to work with you because he's good at doing his job, not because he's matched with you, you know, with your personality, and you can get on with him as a friend. So, you know, the pub was the obvious answer. You get down to the pub and you have a few drinks, and it's easy to get on with people. I found it easy to get on with people when I had a few drinks. I'm finding it as easy to get on with people without any drink, but who knew, you know. But when I was working on my own, I think that was a big part of the boredom, you know, of me drinking. It was difficult, you know. It was lonely sometimes, and you go down and you just wanted to have a conversation with somebody, and the most amenable place, and, you know, obviously the most, you know, the location specific was, you know, the most convenient place was down at the local pub. You know, every town in Ireland would have at least one or two pubs. You know, the smallest village in Ireland would have one or two pubs. I've lived in villages where there's less than 1,000 people, and there'd be, you know, 5 or 6 pubs. And it was great during the tourist season because people would be coming in and out of the pubs, and the pubs would be very busy. But in the winter, you know, they were dead, but they'd keep open anyway, most of them. Anyway, I'm drifting a bit, but that was the thing, was I used to go down to the pub for those reasons. So, and, you know, like, again, it was an excuse when I stopped drinking. I just brought books with me, and I used to bring my laptop and watch a movie or watch a bit of a series, that kind of thing, you know. So there's always other things to do. It's all how you make your decisions and choices inside your head. So now what do? I don't drink anymore. Well, it's really an easy decision. I mean, because you don't drink anymore, it's one less choice to make. So once that's out of the equation, you just choose something else. Everyone's going to be different. It's a very subjective thing, you know. What would make you excited, it's not going to make me excited. What make me bored is not going to make you bored. So that's Stop Drinking Alcohol week 39. Sorry about the missing couple of episodes, but there you go. There's no point in doing something just for the sake of doing it. If you have any questions or got any comments, just leave them down below. I'll do my best to answer them. If you don't want me to put your question or your comment onto the videos, then just say so in the comment, and I won't do that. Also, go over to the website. There's the free newsletter. Just leave your name and email address. Until next time, I'm Kevin O'Hara for Alcohol Mastery. Onwards and upwards.